Hey, we've got another follower submission, which is awesome. We love these. Am I the asshole for getting upset with my mother-in-law for disrespecting my decision about my son? Every year, my husband's side of the family goes on a trip together, and this year was no different. However, I was 7 months pregnant, and we have a 2-year-old son. I work from home, so I am with my son all day, every day, with very little help. My husband is a great dad and husband, don't get me wrong, but his work schedule leaves only the weekend for him to really spend time with him. Little bit of a backstory. We used to live about an hour away from my in-laws and my parents, but whenever they wanted to see our son, we were more than willing to make the drive down so they can spend time with him. We ended up moving closer because of the distance, and neither side was putting in any effort to come see us, so we made the move. When we moved, we found only my family would come over and help out, which I am so grateful for, but we got very upset with his parents because they only live a couple of miles away, and they haven't put in any effort at all. So back to camping, I told my mother-in-law at the beginning of the weekend that on Sunday, us girls are going to the farmer's market. She asked if my son was going to the farmer's market with us, and I said no, he's going to stay with the guys. Sunday came around and we were about to leave for the farmer's market. We were taking my truck, so I told them to hold on. I had to take the car seat out, so if the guys wanted to go anywhere, they could. My mother-in-law said, "No, he's coming with us." I told her, "I already told you he's staying with his dad." She proceeded to tell me, "No, he's coming with us." I told her, "Listen, he's going with his dad. He needs to spend some time with him, and I want some adult-only time." She then told me, "You're a mom now. You don't get a break for another 18 years. I told her a mom's job doesn't stop when her child turns 18, first of all. Second of all, I want some time away. His dad is more than capable to have him, and I'm the mom, so what I say goes. Meanwhile, she is doing this in front of the whole family. My husband then comes in and tells his mother to stop and how I'm with her son 24/7 every single day with no help. Husband's not brainwashed. Hallelujah. He also told her that I'm 7 months pregnant and I shouldn't even have to deal with her attitude. She then starts throwing a tantrum and says she's not going if my son isn't. Good, stay behind. That's a blessing. I then tell my husband, "It's okay, I'll take our son so everyone can have a good time." My husband is upset with this, but he ends up agreeing. We are on our way to the farmer's market. She is all happy and turns to me and says, "I know you have him all the time, but I never get to see him. You never come over anymore." I turned to her and said, "When we lived an hour away, we came over whenever you asked, and now we're a couple of miles away and you haven't been over once. I work a full-time job and have my son all day by myself, and I'm very pregnant. I just wanted an hour or two just with adults, just a chance to do what I wanted, and you couldn't even give me that." She didn't say anything to this. For the remainder of our time, she tried to talk to me, but I had enough. Was I the asshole? Mother-in-laws and their disrespect of boundaries. Will this ever change? No, it will not. I think what we learned more than anything throughout here is that mother-in-law does not respect your wishes at all. She doesn't respect the work that you put in at all. We don't know what mother-in-law's story was like whenever she was raising kids, so mother-in-law here could have been solely a stay-at-home mom instead of a work-from-home stay-at-home mom, which is a completely different deal. With a 2-year-old and 7 months pregnant, holy shit, this woman deserves a goddamn medal. Mother-in-law was fueled purely by selfish desires here to want to spend time with the son, which she still could have done. It just needed to be this little bit of time where you got a little bit of a break, and I get it. You get those breaks where you can, and when someone steals one from you because they're selfish, you just want to punch them right in the dick. I know mother-in-law doesn't have a dick, but you know what I mean. It makes you want to slap somebody. I'm surprised you did just slap her right then, and being 7 months pregnant, with your only break taken away, you had every right to just slap a bee right there. Just whack. No, we aren't taking any children on this trip right here. We're going as adults. And you know what? If you don't like that, you can stay behind. I'll enjoy myself even more if you don't go, mother-in-law. We're going to have a great time over here. You can stay over here. It's fine. Don't go. I don't know why you didn't leave mother-in-law behind, OP. Why wouldn't you do that? Just to prevent this from blowing up any further, which, I mean, I could see. You took one for the team by giving up your one and only break just so mother-in-law wouldn't pitch a fit. Mother-in-law was acting like a toddler here, and you gave in. I don't think you should have given in at all. You're not the asshole for getting upset with her at all, and that's your question. Am I the asshole for getting upset with mother-in-law for disrespecting my decision about my son? No, you are not the asshole for getting upset with her at all. It's more than just this one decision, though. It is her not respecting anything that you do, and her being driven only by her selfish motivations. You're going to have to create firmer boundaries. The screw up here was that you let her stomp on that boundary and win. And now she's not going to respect any of the boundaries that you have. So you're going to have to work harder to negate that and have firm boundaries. Otherwise, she's just going to just run right past them for the rest of your lives. And that is not going to be fun. You're going to want to change that immediately. You may have to be a bit of an asshole to pull that off, but a justified asshole, not an ass-con scale asshole, a justified asshole. It's like as soon as mother-in-law saw that car seat, she just made up her mind that she was going to die on this hill. It was it. This was her hill to die on. She was going to run with it, and she was going to get her way. Well, that sucks. That's it. She sucks. Where does mother-in-law fall in the ass-con meter here? I should know this by now, by heart, but I guess it doesn't hurt to repeat it every once in a while. And you never know, there could be somebody watching who hasn't heard it before. Let's review the ass-con levels, the new scale of assholery. Ass-con 1, no way you should have done that. You're a terrible human being. Ass-con 2, definitely shouldn't have done that, but it doesn't make you a terrible person. Ass-con 3, you probably should have approached that differently. And Ass-con 4, you probably could have approached that differently. Maybe you're an asshole, maybe you're not. And just a reminder, OP is not an asshole at all. That's ass-con none. Mother-in-law here. How do mother-in-laws end up in this space between ass-con 1 and 2 so often? And it really just depends on if this happens again and continues happening. Right now, she's like an ass-con 1.5. Let's call her an ass-con 2. No, you know what? F that. Mother-in-law is an ass-con 1. She had zero respect for OP in any way, shape, or form, and that's not going to be anything that changes unless OP gets more firm with her boundaries. And at 7 months pregnant, this shouldn't be something that you have to deal with at all, but here you are, dealing with it. Mother-in-law's an ass-con 1. Look at that. Another ass-con 1 mother-in-law. So all you watching who have good mother-in-laws, you go hug them tight and say, thank you. Thank you for not putting me through hell like so many of these other mother-in-laws do online. These are horror stories. I'm glad I don't have to live it.